What's up? What's up? What's the deal, my kids and maniacs? What's going on? Breadwinners, I'll be giving out some picks sometime tomorrow. But what's up, y'all? What's going on? What's cracking? Hopefully, y'all got to check out the Goob Show live last night, man. We had a ball with Sir Uncle Buck and his girl, and got a few laughs. Had a little fun last night. What's up, Michelle, Suge, Lady P, y'all? What up? Kenneth Johnson, what's up, sir? How you doing? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. I'll talk back. What up, Bounty Hunter Watts? Mike Marks, what's going on with you, man? Shaniqua's in the building. What's up, Shaniqua? Skylar, what's up, man? Triple Tut. That name don't ring a bell, but what's up to you, sir? How you doing, Crystal? Crystal, do you ever sleep? That's the question I got for you. Do you ever sleep? Salute Kev Mac tapping in on my birthday night. Happy birthday. Are you Aries or you Taurus? I mean Pisces. Are you Pisces or Aries? Kev Mac, you got Sir Uncle Buck beat up by his meth queen. Wow, not the meth queen. Now, what is she? Is she Hispanic or is she black? Because Buck swears she's Mexican. And I'm listening and she sounds black, like a black woman. But every now and then she has like a Latino slang to it. I'm wondering if Buck even know what he got. Crips Southside, what up, homeboy? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You like the King T interview? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, Buck said she was Latino, but I don't know, bro. She sound like my little nephew. She sound like my nephew. You get it? Yeah, happy holiday. I mean, damn, man, I'm getting worse than Joe Biden, bro. Happy birthday, homeboy. I'll have one coming up soon, man. If I'm fortunate enough to make it, that's probably why he won't show her. He probably got a tape recorder in a blow up dial. You know what I mean? It's probably not even a human being, man. She black when they get high. She start into character. Hey, man, that's kind of funny. And though it's probably not real, it's a good chance that it's real. Because she was in character last night, or drunk, or high, or something, right? Uncle Buck, where you at? I know you're gonna check in any moment now. But look, check this out. A few things I want to mention or talk about. Number one, I was on the freeway, and there was this white truck, and I'm the type of guy that notices cars and trucks when they have that screen in the back. You know, like if you ever been in the back of a police car, or if you ever was on the run, like you just have that eye, you have that knack for cars that has that screen separating the criminal from the driver, right? From the law enforcement. So I'm on the freeway and it's this little bucket, a little car, a little small cars, like an old Altima, like paint all messed up, a few small dents in it, had a sunroof, and it was this new white truck, again with the screen in the back. And the Altima is trying to speed, but the white truck is in the what would be you consider the number 3 lane out of 4 lanes, right? So the Altima's in the number 4 lane, the truck's in the number 3 lane, but the Altima can't get over because the truck will not speed up and will not slow down to let the Altima over. And the Altima doesn't want to get behind the white truck. You know, the impatient type of driver, the road rage type of drivers. So I'm behind both of them and I'm just peeping the game, right? And The car, the car slows down finally, gets behind the truck, speeds up, cuts the truck off, then hits her brakes. As it turns out, it was a woman, Hispanic woman. And she sticks her hand through the roof. She throws up the middle finger. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is finna get real interesting. I wanted to film it so bad, but I thought I might be in harm's way. So I didn't want to start filming and somebody start shooting or swerve and hit me. So I'm gonna mind my business and play safe, defensive driving. And she takes off. She jumps in the number one lane. She smashes off. I see the white truck speed up and he merges over to the number two, to the number one. I said, he finna bust on her or he finna pull her over. And boom, he hit the blue lights. Pulled her ass over. I know she feels stupid, man. I know she got a fat ticket because she almost ran dude over. I mean, she ran him damn near off the road. He almost had a major accident. Then she gonna slam on her brakes. Once he got control, he almost ran into the backup. So he was hot. And he hit them lights on her. He pulled her ass over. I was laughing like a mug, man. I thought that was so funny. Sometimes we just gotta slow down and be respectful to other drivers, man. Because not only you never know what might happen, but you never know who's driving them other cars too. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight was Barefoot Pookie had sent me a long text. And this OG Crip, well respected in the Crip community, called me from prison. And both of them had addressed the content that me and others have been putting out on YouTube and noticing the difference between kevmacvideos and some of the other platforms. Let me see if I could read some of what Pookie sent me, man. I didn't plan on doing this, so of course I wasn't ready. And I don't, oh, I got some glasses right here. Let me see. Okay, so I've been deeply thinking about the competition that turned into hatred. History is the persuasive ability to understand and seek the truth. You try to do what you can by pulling brothers together up on life, and what you get from them, it doesn't add up to anything but jealousy and anger. Time is slowly on your side. They got history and they got us messed up. Then the homie called with something similar, and the homie was saying, Kev Mac, I like what you're doing, and you've been pretty consistent at it. Stay consistent, stay the course. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he says, you seek out the history, you seek out the origins of the different gangs and bios on certain individuals who have some sort of name in the game, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's correct. But what everybody is noticing is contacting me about these YouTube channels, including my own, is that collectively we have turned this into a competition. And I always say I'm in competition with nobody. I don't care how good somebody else's channel is, how much content somebody else get, or none of that. But it's turned into a competition, and it's not for the sake of history. It's not for the sake of preserving history. It's not for the sake of schooling the youngsters so they don't fall down the pitfalls that a lot of us have fell down. Mainly dudes that get caught up in prison gangs, dudes that put in major work for their hood on the street, then get a life sentence and are forgot about, basically forgot about. You got to remember this. This is precious history because a lot of these dudes have homeboys and family members that have lost their lives. This is not a joke. It's not a circus. It's not a game. This is supposed to be for real. And I agree with the homies. I agree with the older fellas, man. They right. And so I just want to mention one thing that I got out of that, and I want to mention something else. And what I got out of that is YouTube is very popular. There's a lot of content on YouTube. There's a lot of different channels, and people are tuning in from level fours, level threes, and level twos in California and beyond California, across the United States. People looking at these videos. A lot of these dudes are incarcerated for a life sentence. A lot of these guys really did put in work, really did help earn their gang a reputation, and they have remorse. They have remorse, and they're not fond of the way these guys are doing these interviews, talking about me, 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 I. I beat up this dude, I beat up that dude. I stabbed this dude and I stabbed that dude, and may not have necessarily did all the stabbing that they're taking credit for, or beat up the people that they're saying they beat up. It's something in their mind or a story that they're telling you guys. But as a collective, we don't know what their motive is. We don't know if these guys are out to pump themselves up for a certain reason, whether it's money, whether it's a bigger platform, whether it's to get you guys to fall in love with them and follow and subscribe to what the stories that they are presenting to you guys. There's guys that have took some major losses, guys that got beat up, guys got rolled up off yards, guys that has been stabbed, and they're not telling you guys that. So they're not giving you guys a truthful, solid picture of themselves. And they're not letting the youngsters know, like, yeah, I'm hard, I'm tough, I got a big name, I survived the toughest prisons. And so the youngsters want to be just like them. The youngsters are like, man, I want to be like him, like Suave wanted to be like Mexican Rob, because Mexican Rob represented his gang, his affiliation real well, especially as a non-black gang member from a predominantly black gang. So you got younger homies looking up to us on YouTube, but they're not hearing how hard it was on the yard. They're not hearing the tough guys get rolled up. They're not hearing the tough guys and got their ass whooped up in there. They're not telling you the tough guys was engaging in homosexual activity. They're leaving a lot of the negativity about themselves and others out. And now we got people wondering, why are they leaving all this out? Like, it's not to be glorified. We got to stop the propaganda. We got to stop aiding the youth on. We got to stop uh, manipulating and propelling propaganda to those outside of California that don't really know the inner dealings of real gang banging in California prisons. And so that's what's going on right now. That's what people are seeing from prison and triple OGs, double OGs, original West Sides, and I'm sure a lot of others. I was told some originals from the East Side was engaging in these conversations as well. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, it's kind of cool that all these dudes are watching us, right? So on one hand, I'm like, that's cool, man. Like, they still in tune to KevMac. They still checking out KevMac. So I'm like, cool on one hand, but on the other hand, I feel what these brothers are trying to convey to me. And I believe the reason why they're telling me this is because they have faith in me to come share this with you guys and the younger viewers that are becoming hardcore gang members or wish to become a hardcore gang members. And for those outside of LA County that may be actually looking up to and believing some of these guys' story on YouTube. And they want you guys to pull yourself back in, get a grip of reality, and understand that all these guys aren't superheroes. None of us are superheroes. We may have excelled in a situation. We may have excelled on a yard. We may have excelled in murder and crime. We may have beat up 20 or 30 people without losing a fight. But sooner or later, man, we're going to have to tell the truth or somebody else is going to tell the truth for us. So if we can't stand up and give a well-rounded interview, somebody's going to start calling people out. And I know as well as you guys know, we don't want somebody else to call us out because they always going to put their spin on it. They always going to try to shit on us and take something away from us. So we have to start stepping up and kind of letting people know, yeah, I did all this and that. Yeah, me. But I also got stabbed. I also got rolled up off the yard. I also was scared to come out the hole, so I would take off on the police or stab the police so I wouldn't go back to the main line. And then we have to talk about more about how Rockhead talks about the propaganda in, with the whole BGF, the whole recruitment of CCO thing. We have to talk more about how some of the guys we think are hard, some of the guys that made a name in gangbanging, had got tricked. They have to start admitting that they got tricked into something they didn't know about. Like I like the fact that Sparks, in the Sparks interview, Sparks said when he talked about reading the CCO Constitution and the BGF Constitution, and he talked about, well, I don't know if the Blue Notes, I think he was talking about Tookie or the Blue Notes, if they tricked me, it worked. Like, I don't know why they would trick me, but he like, if they did, it worked. See, he was 100% truthful in saying, because he's basically saying he may have gotten tricked. Rockhead has talked about people getting tricked. I'm sure somebody from these prison organizations know by now they got tricked. They know they got manipulated by now. So it would be cool if somebody voluntarily did an interview and said, man, them dudes tricked me. Yeah, I put in work. Yeah, I embraced the idea of the organization. And I went to war for the organization. But at the end of the day, I got tricked into something and I didn't really know what I was doing it for because they lied to me. I'm not going to use the word trick no more. They lied to me. Somebody needs to step up and do that, man. I don't know if it's going to be a YouTuber, one of these OGs that like to go channel to channel doing interviews, or somebody that hasn't done an interview yet and hasn't introduced himself to the masses of the U.S. population. So that's the one thing I want to mention. I really didn't come on to mention that today. I was going to make my own segment on that. Big Devil, what up? The second thing I want to mention is, I don't know, a lot of you guys don't believe in God, so I don't know who I should be thanking. The aliens, the atmosphere, the devil, karma, Jesus, Allah, the most honorable, my ancestors, whoever. But thank goodness I didn't forget what I was going to say. And what I want to say is, I don't make the rules. And I have no authority over other YouTube channels or content creators. So I can relay these messages to you guys and hope some of these guys watch this and actually listen to it and don't take it personal and don't be offended, but understand it and do what they can do to correct their own interviews and their own stories and their own blah, blah, blah about me, me, me. But let's be clear. I don't run nobody else's channel. I don't even talk to nobody on no other channels enough to even tell them what they should do and how they should do it. The only one person I really talk to and I give a lot of advice to, and he don't take it, but is Mr. Goob. See, Mr. Goob got his own lane and he's on some other shit. So Mr. Goob will listen to me, but it don't mean he's gonna do as I say when I'm trying to help him, right? Goob be way on Mars when I'm on Saturn. He be in a totally different atmosphere. But seriously, because I'm joking, but seriously, guys are gonna do what they want to do on their own channels. And when guys get interviewed, they're gonna say what they want to say. And quite frankly, to be honest, I understand it. I always tell you guys, I understand it. I understand why a dude does an interview and speaks about himself as a superhero. And that's what I like about Keystone. Keystone's interview with S-Mac, he say, man, I ain't no superhero. And we're not. But we can still be authentic. We can still be reputable. We can still be harder than most. Good night, Stan. Have a good night, man. Drive safe tomorrow, man. But we need to be more responsible, man. We got to be more responsible. I don't give a damn if it's for the history, for saving a kid, for not tricking people into views and likes, but just keeping it authentic and as real as possible. Now, you ain't got to tell me about everybody that blackened your eye or stuck you in your back or ripped your guts out. In fact, you ain't got to tell me shit because it's a good chance I probably didn't see your video anyway. But if somebody refers a good video to me and say it's good, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. It's not like I don't watch videos. I just don't subscribe to the bullshit. So I miss out on a lot of interviews. But quite frankly, man, a lot of interviews don't mean nothing to me anyway because number one, the person don't have a name, or I never heard of them, or I know the dirt on them already. So it's not very enthusiastic for me to watch a lot of people on YouTube. But I'm hoping you guys are good looking out. Blue Hefner. Blue Hefner. Whoa, that's a cold name. Blue Hefner. Wow, I like that name. Good looking out though, bro. But we gotta hope people don't start calling other people out, man. Absolutely, brother Jay. Like I said, I understand. I know what it is, bro. I know exactly what it is. And money always messes everything up, man. Money. I watched you, Big Devil. I watched you. I didn't watch it all, but I watched you. But I watched some of it, Devil. But we gotta quit letting money mess everything up, man. We gotta quit thinking, oh, I could get this money. I can get an extra car, or I could trick on some women, or whatever the case may be. We gotta quit thinking one way with tunnel vision. We gotta quit thinking money, 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 money. Money, oh money. Got to get my hands on some because it's messing up history and it's making us look like buffoons. It's making us look immature. It's really giving LA a bad look. Like I gave an example of the brother from the South that had called me up and told me how we looking out here on the West Coast. But even he himself admitted before I could agree that it's not just California, it's all over YouTube. YouTube is worldwide. I mean, it may not be in Russia right now, but it's worldwide. I mean, we got dudes in China and Japan watching us. We got dudes in the UK watching us. They're in Germany, probably Ukraine. I mean, we got to be more careful, man. We got to be more careful. So I'm going to say this. The guys doing these interviews, that's being interviewed, that's your thing. Do what you do. Continue to do it how you do it. If you haven't done an interview yet, figure out a way to do your interview and do it. But for the content creators that actually interview dudes on this history or actually have channels that have reputables come on your channel, let's just be a little more cautious and not be in a race. Nipsey Hussle said, you know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We shouldn't be in a hurry to get a bunch of content for a few dollars. We shouldn't be in a hurry to try to build our subscribers up. It took Alex Alonso over a decade to get to where he's at. It took me 6 years to get to where I'm at. You're not going to get there overnight unless you have a viral video. And it's hard to get a viral video when you're doing gang content. But so them are some things to think about, man. Slow down. Quality over quantity. Quit being in a hurry to get interviews. Duplicating interviews that bring no value. And even for the people that's being interviewed, you don't have to go on 10 channels. You might go on 10 different YouTube channels, and in total, they might have 35,000 subscribers. You could go on one channel with 130,000 subscribers or 250,000 subscribers, or Vlad TV with millions of subscribers. You could go on one channel, get your story out there, and it'll be better than going on a bunch of different channels where it brings you no value, it waters you down, you overexpose yourself. And this is not just me being political. This is not me being power driven. This is me just saying, as a person being interviewed, figure out which platform is best for you and figure out if you want to keep repeating the same things every time you interviewed, or you're going to have a different angle every time you're interviewed. Because you don't want to water yourself down. You want to bring yourself value. You want to give your spiel. You want to give some background on your bio, some background on your life. Tell why you're tough or why your story needs to be heard, where you want it to end up, whether it's a documentary. Do you want to be on the big screen? Do you want a sitcom? Do you want to help teach the youth? Do you want a nonprofit organization? You got to figure that stuff out. And then it'll help you become valuable, and people know if they want that story or not. You know what I mean? And so to me, just slow down as content creators, slow down as people being interviewed. You know what I mean? I'm just giving a word of advice. Of course, once again, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just Kelmac. Who the hell am I? Who he think he is? I'm nobody, man. I've never been nobody. I've always just been Kelmac. I'm Nancy and Bobby's son. That's all I am. But I can give you guys advice because I'm opinionated and I have a little bit of, I'm not going to say expertise, but experience. I have a little bit of experience, and people have always sought my opinion. So I'm just sharing it with you guys, man. So as a community, we can be stronger, we can be tighter, and we can be better. And cost benefit analysis, risk aversion. Eyeball Torres, what's up with you, man? Man, what you doing, man? You playing the guitar? You got your Lokes on? That look like heavy metal. You into heavy metal? I just won't get into Shaniqua's DM. Shaniqua's DMs might be a good place to go, man. Shaniqua's so fun. She's so funny. She's so real. Might be a good DM to jump in, homie. Don't cut yourself short, man. Michael Dade, I've been watching you since 2016. You've made huge leaps. We had one All Hood magazine on the unit I was at in Texas. It was cool to find out that was you too. Yeah, good looking out, man. I appreciate that, man. It's crazy how that magazine, there hasn't been a magazine published in 10 years. And I still got people talking about that magazine that me and my partners put together. Ain't that crazy, man? That we can make something not even 20 years ago and it become a classic. That's crazy, man. And I like that. I enjoy that. In fact, I went over to Pretty Kenny's house today. Went over to Pretty Kenny's house. He invited me in. Man, it felt so good to see he had All Hood magazines on under his coffee table, glass coffee table. So when you look at the table, you see the magazines. Man, they were so clean and glossy. I was like, damn, Kenny, the magazines didn't go to waste. So he like, man, oh man. He like, I love these magazines. Got information in them from 15, 17 years. Of course, my partner S-Mac and I have learned so much more since we wrote a lot of those articles and talked to a lot of those guys. Then it's amazing and worth it. Worth it. Worth isn't always cash. It could be your time. It could be the work you put in. It could be the learning experience. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Y'all want to talk about anything specific? Y'all got any questions for me? Anybody want to come on and kill 30 minutes with me? Classical acoustic, no heavy metal. Okay, all right, eyeball. That's what's up. I'm fighting a short film. Don't let that short film beat you up, homie. Don't lose no fight to a short film, homie. Because first of all, the film is short. Don't lose to no short film, homie. I think you meant you're filming a short film. Sweet 16, who you got? I still got Gonzaga in Arizona. Good looking out, Chris Ewins. Now, let me tell you a little something about the Raymond Washington issue 5. All right. So after I wrote the Raymond Washington article, one of Raymond Washington's kids' mothers, one of his daughter's mothers, came up to the office on Slauson Avenue, and she spoke highly of the articles, wanted to thank me for writing such a great article. She said it was the most realist, most accurate story she ever heard on Raymond. And she really thanked me, told me she couldn't thank me over the phone. She had to thank me in person. And brought her daughter. And also, that's when she gave me a picture of Raymond Washington that he had sent her when he was in Tracy prison in 1973. And so, or actually it might have been 72. He was 19 years old. So he was born in 53. He took the picture in 72. I'm assuming at the very end of 72 because he was 19. Well, his birthday's in August, right? So I don't know. But so I really appreciated her giving me them comments and everything. But between S-Mac and I, we've learned so much more. I've met so many more people who filled in a lot of gaps, a lot of blanks, and misinformation regarding Raymond. What up, Slick? Slick from Campanella in the building. I called you the other day, homie. You didn't answer, man. So you know you on my shit list, homie. I don't even want my meet and greet at your spot no more. You on my shit list, homie. You know how I blackball dudes. I would not talk to you, nigga, until my birthday. And if you ain't got a goat for me, nigga, we gonna have to chop up one of them pigs or one of them chickens in your backyard. Something, homie. Gonna have to give me a flock of pigeons or something, dude. You was in Jamaica. Did you tell him you was African American while you was in Jamaica? Oh, good looking out, BC. Checking in, Mac. I still have All Hood magazine in my storage in Portland, Oregon. That's what's up. Shotty, good looking out, bro. Appreciate it. OG Steve, good looking out. I appreciate it. Michigan. You really got Michigan? Michigan's about to go down next game, man. Slick didn't call you because he got that Mexican plug. Slick ain't got no damn Mexican plug. Big Devil, that's what's up, man. Absolutely, Devil, absolutely. And give our his KMV for Mount Rushmore, this shit. Go Arizona. Yeah. I think Arizona and Gonzaga, bro. They thought Slick bleached the skin. Good looking out, Big Devil. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, I'm gonna hook up with you too in person though, bro. I mean, we already hooked up at Slick's house, but I'm talking about for a sit down or something. I left Wednesday, came back today. Oh, that's what's up, Slick. All right. That's cool, man. You and wifey be doing a lot of stuff, man. That's cool, man. I don't have nobody in that fight, man. Somebody got at me earlier asking me, what up, Paquama Red? Oh, I love UCLA, but they're not finna win no tournament. Slick said he put me on. I heard the hell out of that. Everybody think they put me on, man. But so with that said, let me clear something up too, because I misspoke. And it was a bad time to misspeak because I not only was talking about another platform, but I was also trying to give out some history. So let me clear the air. I did not get documenting anything from Alex Alonso. I did not get none of that from Alex Alonso. I was doing that way, way, way before Alex Alonso had a website. Now, what I meant to say, or what I was referring to, was I got websites, the gang websites from Alonso. I got going to YouTube from Alonso. So when you talk about the internet, the World Wide Web, when you start talking about YouTube, yeah, I got that from Alonso. But as far as documenting graffiti written on walls, homies in the hood, all that type of stuff, asking when this happened and that happened, even like when I was in prison, meeting Swans, meeting Ted from Swan, Mumpy from 60s, Big Rick from 60s, I was already on it. Hadn't seen no gang forums or gang websites yet. It wasn't until I got out of prison that I got hip to the new age, what we call the internet. And so now I cleared that up. All right. What made do this? Because you made a lot of people famous. Well, I tell this story all the time, Slick. I just was curious about our history, why we did certain things, who done it first, who did what to who, why we beef with this gang and that gang. And S-Mac shared that same uh, passion. So S-Mac was out of town when I paroled, and we would communicate over this new thing called the internet, emails, and forums, websites. And so we shared that passion. And that's when it really took off. That's when I took it more serious. And the S took it more serious and started doing deep research and us drawing our own conclusions, us putting timelines and incidents and dates together. And I would run out and I would ask OG homies that I met and that I knew that trusted me. And I would get information from them and share it with S. And man, we just blossom together, man. We work well together, and it really helps me out a lot because if I had to do it all myself, everything would be a lot slower and it wouldn't be as thorough. So he saves me a lot of time. He also reminds me of a lot of things that I may have forgotten, and he also helps locate a lot of information that I probably could not locate without him. And he probably could not locate if I didn't know OGs from different hoods to get names and incidents to pass along to him for our research. So he's a big help as far as research, as far as putting things in perspective, remembering things, comparing things to world events. So he's a big help. He's a very big help. TPK's up in here. You and SMAC make a great team. Good looking out because a lot of people used to give SMAC a hard time with his questioning. Like that was prosecutor SMAC at first, right? A lot of people didn't like him in the comment section, and they would say he shouldn't be on there. He asking tough questions and he don't listen. But he grew on you guys, and a few people have sent me comments and talked about how great he is and how on point he is. Okay, Kenny Carson, what up, man? And man, it was just amazing to see that you guys embrace my partner, man, because he's really good and he's really helpful, and he makes my job a lot easier. Slick, man, I try to call you, homeboy. You was in Jamaica, man. You didn't want to talk to me when you was in Jamaica and shit. S-Mac will make a great journalist. No, he is a great journalist. He is. He is. He's pretty damn good. He's very thorough. Let me ask you something. Wait, let's go back. Let's go back here. Boy, when he say let's go back here, I'll be like, oh shit. Like we going back there? Like nigga, you finna ask him that same question again, my nigga? I hope this nigga got the same answer. Cause I'm gonna be looking at him different if he give a different answer. Cause we sitting here with a liar. And now I'm gonna fully support your line of questioning and you going hard and you asking him repetitive questions because this nigga done just effed up. This nigga just told a goddamn lie to everybody on kevmacvideos, and his ass needs to be shamed, and you need to make him look bad. And I'm with you. I got your back 1,000%, even though I only had your back 99% before you said, let's go back here. But no, S-Mac is really a good dude, man. He's pretty smart. He's smarter than you guys think. He's smarter than he portrays himself to be. You know, he's not one of them that has to tell you he's smart. He don't have to tell you he know his history and world history, American history. He don't have to tell you he know politics. He don't have to tell you he know about Jim Crow, slavery, the Holocaust. He don't have to tell you that shit because he's comfortable in his skin. He knows what he know. He knows what he studied, and he doesn't push his beliefs off on you, right? Unless he has a plausible, factual statement or history that he wants to share with you. SMAC just making sure they don't put extras on it. You can tell he has a passion when asking tough questions. His passion can't be contested. It's impossible to contest his passion. I mean, he's very passionate. Very, very passionate. There's no question about that. In fact, if I was to keep it 100, S-Mac's passion is much deeper than mine because I got these situations where I don't want to do YouTube. I don't want to go live. I don't want to get an interview. I don't want to go to LA and get an interview if it's not an interview that I really want. S-Mac puts the fire under my feet or under my ass and gets me back passionate about this history. He tells me, Mac, you came this far. You done met this person, that person, that person. We done got this history and that history. You can't stop now, homie. You know too much. You got to keep going. So you got to contribute that to S, especially times where, like, again, how I said S don't have to tell you how smart he is and what he know and don't know and his lifestyle. S would probably never tell you, but I'll tell you. S called me one day because I had broke one of my lenses. And S called me one day out the blue and he said, well, what kind of lens do you need? And I told him a wide angle. Okay, how much it costs? I don't know how much it costs. And he replaced the lens. So them are the type of things that S do behind the scene. And there's a lot of money being spent and y'all don't know about it. But if you have any hustle about yourself or your own business or you're an entrepreneur or you grew up under parents who had businesses, then you understand. But like Bam, I was talking to Bam, right? When we did the last live, me and Bam. Bam talked about paying homage. So I clearly asked Bam, what does paying homage to you mean? Because obviously we have two different outlooks on paying homage, right? Because what it boiled down to, Bam had at the end of the interview said paying homage is if I can bring you more likes than what you already get, then I should be compensated. And that's not necessarily true. Now, Bam may feel that way, and some viewers may feel that way, but let's look at my side of the track or any other Vlad or Alonzo or whoever. Put on our shoes for a minute. How much did you pay for your camera? Oh, you don't have a camera. How much did you pay for your tripod? Oh, you don't have a tripod. Oh, you got a cheap tripod. Okay. How much do you pay for your high-speed internet to upload your Oh, you don't upload videos. You just use your phone. You know what I'm saying? There's things that go into this. The lighting. You know what I'm saying? The mixers, the microphones, right? The traveling, staying in a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, Rapper Delight. Looking out for people when they need to be looked out for. S has treated a number of people to lunch. We go out, we have lunch, we kick it because we're not out just to get your interview and say F you, right? Like you are our friend. You're in our world, we're in your world. Let's go kick it. Let's go hang out, talk some off the record stuff. Let's laugh, let's eat, fill our bellies up and go home, part ways, right? But not only that, I tell you guys this all the time. If paying homage is giving you some money for an interview, it's a whole lot of people need to pay homage to me. I've been on a few channels. I've been on cable TV. I've been on cable news networks. I've been on street TV. I've been on local. I've been on the Goob. I've been on other channels other than theirs. I've been on Big U's documentary. I've been interviewed quite a few times myself. Never got one penny. Never asked for one penny neither. It's just the way journalism goes. Now you can look out for people like we all looked out for Killer Wayne. After the Killer Wayne interview, we looked out for bro. You know what I'm saying? You break bread when you can, but you don't break bread because somebody asked you to or somebody bully you or buffalo you. Because bottom line is we don't pay for an interview. You know what I'm saying? And then the value that I bring before I end this conversation, the value that I bring, I've explained at least twice, is now people know you. Now people are aware of you. Now when you go start your channel, you got viewers that know who you are. You can even plug your channel. Now people know where to go find your channel. You want to do a book? I'll hook you up with a book, and you can also promote your book right here. Like, what is it you want? What is it you want to do? Like, we can let the whole world know that. So that's the value that I bring to you to get interviewed on my channel. You giving your history allows the public to see if they want your story. They may want to do a show on you. They may want to do a documentary on you. Stutterbox got interviewed because of me on that cat OG Mac in New York. I got Stutterbox that gig. They wanted me. I'm like, no, get a dot move. Here, Stutterbox, you take this interview, go get you some money. Right? Uh, Rockhead. I got Rockhead on one or two documentaries. Everybody's reaching out to Pygmy, Jimmy Lavender, uh, Cutes, because of Kevmac videos. So Kevmac videos is value. You actually come into a place where people often, I promise you, people often ask me how much will I charge them to be on Kevmac videos. And at that point, the two things I always tell them: number one, I don't charge. You could come on free. Number two, you can't pay me enough money to validate you. Like, who are you? Like, nigga, your rap is lying. Like, nigga, you can't come on my show with that bullshit. Like, no, nigga, you couldn't give me 500,000 to come on Mac videos with that shit that you rapping about and talking about. Nigga, you better go to one of these other channels, go on and do your due diligence over there. Sir Uncle Buck, I'm sorry about your relationship, man. I hate the fact that I'm sorry, Buck, but I had to clown your girl last night, man. Kenny Carson, yes, Kenny Carson came on, but I don't take credit for Kenny Carson. I take credit for hooking him up to get his book written by Vincent Sepulveda, but I do not take credit for the Too Pretty Kenny interview because Too Pretty, first of all, Frog mentioned Too Pretty Kenny. So that was a good thing. That was a good lead, which is normal for us. Me and S-Mac, we get leads like that. So that was a great lead. That was an alley-oop that Frog threw me. But Kenny reached out to me. Some dude hit me up and hit Kenny up. So I don't take credit for Too Pretty Kenny. It was actually a good friendship that we bonded after I met Too Pretty Kenny. I drove all the way to Arizona. That's another thing y'all don't realize. I rented a car and drove to Arizona, pulled up on Too Pretty Kenny in less than 24 hours. You feel me? Didn't know nothing about him, didn't know where I was going. I just jumped in the car and went. And now here's Too Pretty Kenny, the most funniest crip and one of the most talked about crips on YouTube. But I take credit for hooking Kenny up with that book and getting his book done. And him meeting a lot of different people because of me. But no, I thank Too Pretty Kenny for coming to Kevmac videos. He could have easily went to Street TV. He could have easily went to not many other YouTube channels because wasn't no other YouTube channels doing this when I interviewed Too Pretty Kenny. But he damn sure could have went to Street TV if he so chose to. But he hit me up and I liked it and I appreciated it and we bonded and here we are years later. Just left his house today, man. With all Hood publication magazines in his house, man, that was I was honored, man. It was an honor to see he actually had my magazines on his table, man. KK said he heard of Too Pretty Kenny when he was in high school. How was the drive to AZ? It was smooth, man. It was smooth. But on my way back, they thought I was a Mexican. So the Border Patrol was on my ass when I was crossing over from Arizona back to California. On my ass. Me. They said, you speak English? Yeah, I speak English, motherfucker. I was born and raised in California. Fool, I'm black. Like I used to tell them in the county jail. Fool, I'm black. I'm black. I may be yellow. I may be light. I may even be white, but I'm black, nigga. But that's another story I got for y'all too. Sir Uncle Buck, good luck. She trying to marry me so she could take her. Well, Buck, just give it all to me, brother, and you won't have nothing left to give her. Kev, you was in your own league after the AC first segment. After that, it was straight fire from 2017. Man, time's flying, right? Yeah, AC was my partner, man. AC, I learned a lot from AC. But Barefoot Pookie's my mentor. And Cutes and Barefoot Pookie, I give a lot of credit to. But there's others. Deadeye Clint, Lala from Six Deuce East Coast. Of course, the homie Big Rick. Yeah, man, it's a lot of individuals with a lot of history and good reputations that I can reach out to if I need to. Just make sure you're divorced before 10 years if it's just a day. Buck, man, before she take all your money, man, just shoot it over here, man. Shoot Goob some, homie. Go to your other favorite YouTube channels and blast them a little something too, man. Spread your wealth, Buck. Don't give it all to her, man. You've been with her 4 years already. You don't even have to marry her, bro. Just spend that money on her, a wig, homie, a hairdresser. You know what I mean? What it is, kid. What's up, Wander? I'm chilling, man. Doc Thorne was one of my favorite interviews. Man, that show is cold, man. AC shook things up. He brought facts to his story. And whenever he missed something, he would tap into the lives to clear it up. Absolutely, man. Because Munson was on him. Munson was like, man, AC lying, man. AC lying. I'm like, what are he lying about? I'm thinking AC just telling a whole made up story, but it was just a fight. The fight story. Craig Munson said that him and Donnie Boy whooped that boy ass. But AC said it was the other way around. But AC was not there. So AC admitted he should have never spoke on that incident because he didn't see the fight. Mouton, I believe his name was. You was one of them rooting for S-Mac? Well, root no further. The man is here and he's here to stay. KK007. Think you ever might get a Denver Lane interview? I'm sure it'll probably happen eventually. I thought it would have been and happened by now, but I'm sure eventually we'll probably get one. At least a Denver Lane rapper. You know what I'm saying? On KevMac Live 307 regarding T. Rogers, you were wearing a brown collar shirt. Where did you get that from? Solid. Man, let me tell you, bro. Jessica. I bought that shirt so long ago, homie. I don't know where I got that shirt from, but it was not a new shirt. It's not a shirt that's in stores right now. You might be able to find a shirt like that at Goodwill or online, some old classic clothes that somebody probably had in their closet for 20 years. Man, I think I bought that shirt like probably like 2009 or some shit, man. And the reason why I'll be wearing stuff that's still in good shape, because the last couple times I moved, I just left the stuff in storage, man. So I didn't have this stuff to wear. I wasn't wearing these clothes. This is stuff I bought a long time ago, man, and threw in boxes. And they've been in boxes a long time, man. Some of that stuff, like the white shirts I had and the white jerseys I had, for whatever reason, had stains on them, deep stains, like leaking from the roof or something. Or maybe they sweated during summer months or something. Or, I don't know. But a lot of the white jerseys and white shirts I had, I just threw out, man. Or I threw by a trash can, maybe some homeless people or people that resell old clothes and pick them up. But yeah, I got a lot of old stuff, man. For all we know, Kelmac still has a 20-point quarter and some pickup left in him. I don't think so, Suge. Me and my homeboy Peanut was talking about that recently. Because Peanut still works out. He does yoga. He lost a lot of weight. So I was telling him he probably still got a cool basketball game. He said, man, he said, I can't go play no basketball. I said, man, you crazy. I know you got a game of 21 in you. He like, nah. I said, come on, man. I could go out there and play for a few baskets. He said, I bet you can't. He said, you can't go out there and play like we used to play. I said, probably a couple baskets. He like, and you know what? I believe him. Because I could barely get up some stairs, man, and go back down the stairs without being tired as hell. So he's probably right. I ain't got no 20-point game left in me, bro. I might have 20 points left in me for the remainder of my life. Yeah, Peanut always had a cool game, but if I can say this, and I think Peanut would agree, but you know how competitive Peanut is and how he try to keep everything 100. He may not agree, but I'm going to say me and Peanut, we was a cold two-team tantrum, man. We played on a lot of teams together, and we worked great together. He get inside, he get the rebounds, and I would help get rebounds. And he hustles back on D, I hustle back on D. We buckle down in a tight game. We both buckle down in tight games. We both make smart decisions on the basketball court. So we was a cold team together, man. What's cold, Loyal? I don't even know what the hell I done said, Loyal. OG Frog was a good interview too. Him and the homie from Grape was very knowledgeable. Columbus welcomes you. What did I say, Loyal? Man, I don't even remember, man. S-Mac giving Kev a pep talk, and we all need one, fam. You know what? I'm actually coached by a lot of people, man, because as I said, you got people on level 4s, 3s, 2s calling me. You got double OG West Sides calling me. You got homeboys my age calling me, my peers. So I get schooled a lot, and I try to give some of that to Melly Mel, but Melly Mel doesn't really seem receptive to constructive criticism. He'll say, yeah, I understand Kev Mac. I don't take it personal, but he doesn't seem receptive to the guidance that I try to lend him, offer him. Tandem, yeah. What I say, tantrum? A tandem, yeah. Um, but there's a lot to be learned on this YouTube stuff. I used to give Loco all the game before he started his channel. And a few others I done gave a little bit of game after I seen their channels. 16 to Life, I called him and gave him some game on his channel before he monetized his channel. I try to give a lot of people information and try to help them along the way, but they not going to always come out and tell you that. They're going to think Kev Mac's hating, or Kev Mac was drunk, or they in competition with Kev Mac, so Kev Mac can't be mentioned. But, I mean, it is what it is. Y'all know me by now, man. I try to put it out there. I'm not going to always come out and smut nobody or give y'all the low on nobody, because that's not what we about. We about the history and bringing brothers together for commonality, which is sharing the history and a message to the youth, man. Other than that, I'm out of here, man. Hopefully, y'all will see me tomorrow after college basketball. Breadwinners, you should see me in the morning. If not, send me a text or email, something, man. Throw a rock through my window, wake me up, and tell me to get you guys your picks tomorrow. I think I made another mistake last time, too. I said I was 18, 2-1 in the last 19 picks. 18, 2-1 is 21. Simple math. 18 plus 2 plus 1 is 21. So that's our record, man. I'm 18-2 with one push in the last 21 picks I gave out. Yeah, Too Pretty Kenny, I love UCLA. That's one of my picks, but I do not have UCLA winning at all. Great program. Like I told Rockhead, he didn't want to listen. But UCLA ain't got enough to beat Arizona. Probably can't even beat Gonzaga, but Kansas. But I'm out, man. Take it easy, man. Let me see what this dude said. You need some still better draws. Because you know you got some serious skid marks offering your draw. What? Wow, man. Like, people really make comments like that? Like, who's he talking to, first of all? You got to get a guy like Bosco on a guy like this. Like that's something Bosco would say, like, nigga. Like, first of all, Gentile killer, who did you tell on and how old was you when you told? Like a nigga got to start really questioning some of these dudes in the comments section, man. You got to really dig in and wonder, like, when dudes start sounding alike, oh, dookie face looking, oh, crater face looking. Man, leave me alone, nigga. Bye.